Hello, so this is how to feel great naked. The holidays can create a lot of extra pressure on our relationships to eating, movement, and our bodies. And for those of us who are dealing with a lot of brain chatter about what, how much, and when to eat, the holidays can be really challenging. There are lots of opportunities for socialization that involve food, which means extra opportunities for self-criticism and obsession. In addition, it's getting cold and dark, and that's a lot of people's bodies naturally want to sleep more, move less, and conserve energy. Finally, there's the disruption to schedule. If you're someone who deals with the body anxieties or rigid eating or exercise patterns, the disruption of travel, family time, and parties and events are going to destabilize your coping mechanism. Unfucking your body image is a challenge because society has conditioned women to accept such a high level of body dissatisfaction as normal. You almost never hear a woman say she is truly happy with her body, and if she is, you usually assume she's lying. In fact, our social conditioning has gotten us so twisted that when women just accept their bodies the way they are, we call that giving up. We think it's a sign of depression or a personality defect. That's how ingrained it is that a woman should always be thinking about and working on improving her body and appearance. So no wonder we want to have sex with the lights off, with our clothes on, or preferably both. Many women have carefully curated outfits, makeup, shoes, and hairstyles that help them feel confident and sexy. And when they aren't wearing that armor, they feel vulnerable and ashamed, just for having a human body. I can't count the number of women who tell me that they don't really believe their sexual partners are attracted to them, that they must be just settling, or would like any naked body, or are just being polite. I've heard it all more than once. In fact, I've said multiple of these things to myself. It's a perfect example of how external validation never solves your problem. If you don't change your thoughts about your body, no number of lovers will solve it for you. You always excuse it away, discount it, or devalue it. If you want to feel great naked, you have to unfuck your body image, and that starts with unfucking your brain. The single best thing you can do for your body image is to change the way you talk to yourself about your body. This is an area where using neutral baby step thoughts is going to be so important. All of the positive thinking affirmations you've tried yet haven't worked because you don't believe them. Looking in the mirror and telling yourself you're beautiful when you don't believe it is worse than useless. It doesn't help. And it makes you feel frustrated and hopeless that nothing will. And you're so far from believing that. So I've done a lot of work working on my own body image. And this article actually comes from a book called Unfuck Your Brain. So there are some tiny steps you can do. So number one, that's a human stomach, or chin, or body, whatever body part. I was mentally criticizing on myself. When I noticed I was doing it, I would practice the thought, that's a human X. So if I'm criticizing my stomach, for example, I'd be like, well, that's just a human stomach. I didn't tell myself it was beautiful or gorgeous stomach. I didn't tell myself no one else would notice my stomach. I just told myself that it was a human stomach over and over again. And eventually that became my default thought. So for me, I took this and I kind of took it one step further. So yes, it's just a human stomach, but I know I'm overweight. So for me, that's just a human stomach. I'm working on making it. I'm working on being healthy. Number two, all beings suffer. When I was deep in diet brain, I was convinced that I just looked a certain way, my life would be perfect, which isn't true. You can look beautiful and still be suffering. And that's kind of it. Your thoughts are what create happiness, though. Just like any other emotion, you can choose to believe you're beautiful now, and you'll feel just as good as you think you'd feel if you lost 20 pounds. If you're not there yet, you can just start by believing that there are women at your goal weight who feel like they aren't good enough, too. but they are good enough, and you are good enough. But it has nothing to do with the size of your jeans. So that's it. Thank you for listening.